All right, cool. I've had a request for one of the problems that has a negative coefficient, negative leading coefficient. So here you go. I'll work through one. Ask and ye shall receive. So first, let's try, we know with these, we're going to look for the y-intercept, the x-intercepts. We're going to look for the vertex, right? All of those individual points. Doesn't really matter what order we do them in. Let's go ahead. We'll start with the y-intercept. The y-intercept we know we get when x equals 0. The math doesn't change just because there's a negative in front. So y equals negative 0 squared minus 0 plus 6. 0 squared is 0, minus 0 is 0, plus 6 is 6. So y equals 6. There we go. So we go up to y equals 6. There's my first point. 0, comma 6. Awesome. Let's go on. Let's try the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, we're going to make y equal to 0. So we're going to go 0 equals negative x squared minus x plus 6. Now at this point, I want to factor it. So when I factor it, I guess the first thing that I want to do is get rid of the negatives. So we can either factor out a negative, or with an equation, we can just multiply both sides by negative 1. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 1 times x, negative x squared makes it a positive x squared, a plus x, and a minus 3. That can now be factored fairly easily. So I've got x and x, sorry, not minus 3, I was thinking ahead of myself, minus 6. Yeah, I know. So then we got a minus, so that means one's going to have to be positive, one's going to have to be negative. So it can either be 1 and 6 or 2 and 3, and it looks like 3 and 2. Let's just double check. X times negative 2 would be minus 2x. X times 3 is plus 3x. Those add together to give me 1x, which is what it should be. Alright, so I've factored it correctly. So now I go x plus 3 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals negative 3, or positive 2. So those are both x-intercepts. So I go to negative 3. So that's negative 3 comma 0. And then I go to number 2. Right there, positive 2, so 2 comma 0. Alright, so I got the x-intercept, I got the y-intercept, now I need the vertex. Now the vertex, there's two ways of getting it. One is that we can find the center of these 2 points. So I'm at negative 3 and 2. So if I add that together and divide by 1, so negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, divided by 2 is negative 1/2, which would put me right here for my axis of symmetry at negative 1/2. You can also, so what I did was negative 3 plus 2, those are the x-intercepts, divided by 2 was negative 1/2. And so that's that. Or you can do the x value of the vertex, which is, we learned in class, negative b over 2a. And so that is, let's see, b is negative 1. So negative 1 over 2 times a. A is also negative 1. It doesn't change because there's a negative in front. All the rules stay the same. So negative 1 is a positive 1. 2 times negative 1 would be negative 2. And so at that point, we now have negative 1/2, which is the same thing we had there. That is the x value of the vertex, which is also the axis of symmetry. So x equals negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, which is right there. But now I need the y value. So to get the y value, I'm going to go y equals negative and then negative 0.5 squared minus a negative 0.5 and then plus 6. And so we put that together. 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25. So negative 0.25 plus 0.5 plus 6. The y value then is 6.25. Alright, so there we go. Y equals 6.25. The x value was 0.5, so negative 0.5, 6.25 right there. So 0, comma, sorry, not 0. That would be negative 0.5, comma 6.25 right there. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points now. So now I just need one more point. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this point right here, the y-intercept. It's half a space away. So I'm going to reflect it on the other side, which will be -1, 6, reflected on the other side. And so now I can finish up by drawing my graph just like this. Whoop. There we go. It's done.